If you're in beauty school, fresh out, or you just started behind the chair or table, you've probably had that thought. What if I mess up someone's hair and they hate me? What if I ruin it? What if they cry? What if they leave a bad review, tell all their friends, and I'm done before I even begin? I've been there, and I want to walk you through it because the truth is, it might happen. But the real question is, then what? Let me take you back. Year one, I had a nervous pit in my stomach every time someone sat in my chair. Now, I'd check the formula 4 times. I'd pray over the foils like they were sacred, and still I messed up. I once toned a blonde so ashy, she looked like she dipped her head in cement. She was silent during the blow dry. She didn't book again. And I went home and cried because here's the lie that I believed. If I mess up once, I'll never recover. They'll know I'm a fraud. You know, Maybe that's where you are. The fear isn't just about hair or skin, it's about being exposed, shamed, judged, rejected. But what if I told you that the mistake isn't what ruins your career? It's actually what builds it. Let me show you. Maybe you've seen this before. This is the unilome. It's a sacred symbol that represents the path to enlightenment. Enlightenment. It's not a straight line. It loops. This generally signifies childhood. And then you enter into the world and you make mistakes until you finally enter into enlightenment. It loops, it twists, it backtracks, just like your career will. Mess ups, they're mandatory for mastery. But the key is don't waste them. So here's what I wish someone would have told me. Here's what I need you to know. There's a way to minimize mistakes and maximize growth when they happen. And it starts with your consultation. And this is gold. Are you ready? Here is the most important question to ask every client. What is the most important part of your visit today? Sounds simple, right? But that one question, it tells you everything. Because sometimes it's not the haircut. Sometimes it's not the tone. It's the experience. And it's the don't make it shorter than my boyfriend likes it, or please just make me feel pretty again, or I love the shampoo. And if you don't ask, you guess. And guessing is where fear grows. Now you might be thinking, but what if I still get it wrong? Let me tell you something that no one says out loud. You will. Even the best stylists in the world make mistakes. The difference is they don't let shame chain them up. They don't fall into that client was crazy spiral and stay stuck. They extract the lesson. They get better. They stay teachable. You're not meant to be perfect. You're meant to be a student, and students learn. So here's what happens when you choose the lesson over the spiral. You realize that one bad moment doesn't make you a bad stylist or service provider. It makes you a brave one. A service provider who showed up, who took a swing, who cares enough to grow. When we started asking every single client that golden question, what's the most important part of today's visit? Suddenly, mistakes dropped, trust skyrocketed, and rebooks, wow, for some, they instantly doubled. Clients weren't just booking a hair or a skin reservation. They were booking a belief in that transformation. And when people messed up after that, which still will happen, by the way, even when I messed up after that, I didn't run, I owned it. I learned, and then I taught it. And that's how we do things at Platinum and Company. We don't just gossip about it, we grow from it. We don't fake confidence, we build it together. I get it. There's this whole wave of the be your own boss, go booth rent, do your own thing. And sure, it sounds empowering, but let's be real. What they don't post is the anxiety when your books aren't full, the 10 p.m. Instagram post that you're forcing yourself to make, the tears, when a client ghosts and rent is due. You don't need to go solo to be free. You need structure, mentorship, growth. You need a place that's safe enough to mess up and still move forward. And that's what we've built. That's Platinum and Company. You walk in nervous, you walk out transformed, not just because we believe in you, but because we teach you to believe in yourself. Listen, fear is loud at the beginning, but growth gets louder every time you show up anyway. So don't let fear or the fear of messing up rob you from the beauty of building something that lasts, because you're meant to get it wrong sometimes. That's where your wisdom is born. Your edge, it's your empathy, your power. So here's your next step. Come shadow us, come ask questions, come be in the room, because you were never meant to do this alone, and you were never meant to stay stuck in fear. You bring the heart, we'll bring the roadmap, and let's build your dream together. Respond back to this text with the word career or shadow, and we'll send you more information on either a shadow opportunity or a career opportunity today. We can't wait to see you soon.